Hey everybody, Myers Corp Cosplay here, and today we're going to be talking about cosplaying on a budget. My name is Myers Corp Cosplay. I've been cosplaying for over 10 years in the Southern Ontario area. I volunteer at conventions. I go to conventions. I've been going for around 15 years. I cosplay. I've done stage performances. I've won a couple awards. I've been a guest at cons and a whole lot more. And I want to talk about cosplaying on a budget because I think when people think of cosplay, they think of some big, elaborate, expensive thing that either you built or you bought. Doesn't always have to be that way, especially if you only have a certain budget. The last thing you should be doing in cosplay is putting yourself in financial peril just for a costume. So I'm going to talk about cosplaying on a budget because I think it needs to be talked about more. Now, I really want to talk about cosplaying on a budget because, again, I think there's so many people out there, even cosplayers, who think you need to build this big, giant Iron Man suit or some really highly detailed Witcher cosplay because, those are the only ones that are going to get a whole lot of attention. Man, I'm telling you, you do not need to do that. You don't have to put all of that time and money into it if you don't have it. There are some amazing cosplays out there that you would not believe are the easiest things in the world because they don't cost as much and it won't take so much pressure. It won't put so much pressure onto your budget or your time. For example, there was a cosplayer a couple years ago who was at Fan Expo, who was a part of the masquerade, who won an award for a toothless cosplay, and she made the toothless wings out of garbage bags. I had no idea. I thought it was some like thin leather. No, it was garbage bags. And there are awards at different conventions in the masquerade categories for cosplays that will recycled material for cosplayers that use recycled materials or aren't using brand new things. And that's amazing because you can pull off some amazing things with the right research and, looking into the cosplay. You could do it with very cheap materials and not have to break the budget. So when I talk about cosplaying on a budget, that doesn't just mean using garbage bags or using paper towel tubes or something just to make, use cheaper materials. That's also meaning you can just go to a thrift store and cosplay as a thrifter. Like that's a thing too, and that's nothing to be ashamed about. My Ghost Rider cosplay, I made the head. The jacket's just a motorcycle jacket. Like I'm not a good seamstress, whatever you want to call me. I don't know how to sew. So there's no way I was going to spend time, money, and material, especially leather, on something I wasn't good at when I could literally just walk down the street, go to a thrift store, and I found a jacket. Not saying it's going to be easy for everything, but thrifting for your cosplay is not a bad thing. There's niches that may think it, but man, overall, no one knows and no one really cares that you thrifted a piece of your cosplay or you thrifted your whole cosplay. One of the biggest things in the cosplay world over the past couple of years has been trendy cosplays and cosplays that are based off a movie that's really hot right now and wanting to be the first person who does that cosplay. Well, that's really cool if you're big into that character, but if you're doing it just for the movie or just for the show or whatever, that's not cool because you're going to be making a full cosplay that is going to get maybe a day, 2, 3 days, maybe a week's worth of photos and videos. And then it's going to sit in a closet and you're probably never going to touch it again because you're not a fan of it anymore. For example, I did a Red Arrow cosplay for around the pandemic time when I had some time to myself. And I love that cosplay. But looking back on it, that's not a character I really love. So after wearing it to a con, I haven't worn it since. And it's honestly just collecting dust in my other room with all my other cosplays. I am not a fan of doing trendy things and doing, the hit movie right now because I just feel like I know it's going to sit there and collect dust. So if you're going to cosplay a character that you're going to wear multiple times and you're actually a big fan of because you'll actually want to wear it more than once. Now, when it comes to cosplays on a budget, you're probably sitting there going, man, no one is going to care if I do like a $50 cosplay. And I completely disagree. When you go to a convention or when you go online and meet other cosplayers, there are tons of different meetups for different fandoms. And now that we live in a world where Fortnite exists, where Super Smash Bros. Exists, There are tons of properties that are molding into each other. So when people say there's nothing that you can do for $50 that you're going to be happy with, man, you've got cosplayers that do Ash from Pokemon. He's involved in Smash Bros, so you can meet up with some Smash Bros people. You've got, I think he's in Fortnite now, so you can hang out with some other people who might be in the Fortnite crowd. You've got different comic book characters. You've got the Punisher, who's just a Punisher shirt if you can make your own, some black jeans. You've got Clark Kent from Superman. You've got Lois Lane from Superman as well. You've got Mary Jane Watson from Spider-Man. You've got tons of different characters, and then there's tons of movie characters. Like Shaun of the Dead is one of the coolest movies out there, and I see tons of people do Shaun from Shaun of the Dead. So you just got to find a character that's easy to make. Not every cosplay has to be a giant mech suit or something that's going to cost you $1,000 and take 10 years of your time to make it. You can do a simple cosplay. A lot of people dig it because a lot of people will know it, and you can become friends with other cosplayers. Not everybody's looking for giant cosplays. And that's it, folks. If you have the budget to cosplay a big character, be my guest. Enjoy it. But if you don't, please do not put yourself in a financial strain just for cosplay. There are so many better options. You can use cheaper materials. You can do characters that aren't, big giant mechs like Ash and Clark Kent and all them. You can just thrift your cosplays. No one cares. Just enjoy cosplay. And you can do a whole bunch of other things to save your money on cosplay. Don't break the bank. My name is Myers Corp Cosplay, and if you like this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Tell me what your cheapest cosplay is. I want to know. I'll talk to you guys later.